feeling now with all this the controversy that happened a decade ago? I mean, what's going on now?
14 years ago now.
14 years ago, yeah.
You see, dude, back in those days, well, first of all, you know what, dude? Everything, it hit me when I watched that episode of the Comedy Store.
Yeah, the Showtime thing.
Yeah, it hit me because
You texted me.
I realized, like, my absence from the internet in all those years allowed a narrative to be created that will never change, no matter what I do, no matter what I say, no matter how I come about it, no matter what my perspective is. It just is the way it is. Like, there's nothing I could do about it. And that is a very difficult thing to do for somebody who is a control freak like me. Look, as you know, I'm always thinking about, if I do this, then that, then what are the ramifications of all this stuff? So my biggest regret is, back in those days, you know, when all this stuff happened, was to fight it. Not fight it, but to, like, I've recorded all my shows since 1993. I don't have to fight anybody on anything. If somebody comes up to me and says, hey, you're doing my joke, I could easily go, what joke is it? When did you tell it? Let me go look. And then if you did it before me, I'll stop doing it, or whatever it is. Like, I've always had that.
Yeah.
But I stayed quiet, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And now it's just like, that's what it is. I mean, I guarantee you that when this airs, you go on to the comments, people are going to say, why'd you put that stealing piece of shit on, all this kind of stuff, whatever it is. And no matter what I say,
but why not?
skip.
But Ned, why not do in the beginning just a blanket apology?
But I wasn't. See, let me get this. Understand what happened. Anytime, even to this day, bro.
Yeah.
Somebody says, you stole a joke. I go, okay, well, what joke was it? Not angry. Like, what joke, dude? I write a lot. You know this. I fucking create a lot of material. A lot. You've seen me. You personally have seen me write 20 minutes of new shit on stage in one show.
I have seen that, but I have also seen some of your act, you know what I mean, a little too close to things that have already been established, like the Bill Cosby bit.
Yeah, I'd never seen that one. So
I know, but I know. My point though is that it's so similar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That why not just outwardly say, I apologize, and then we could just move on from it, rather than you constantly defending.
But it's not that I'm defending. See, again, it's not that I'm defending. Who do I apologize to? Right. So really quick.
Yeah.
I'm not. You and I hung out. We never watched comedy shows. There was no Netflix to watch it. It was nothing. And you never heard me talk about Bill Cosby. And my style of comedy is nothing like it. No, hold on. Let me tell you a story. So when we recorded that special, on the second recording, I did that bit. At the end of the show, Jeff Schimmel, Robert Schimmel's brother, came up to me and said, yo, that bit sounds very similar to a bit that whatchamacallit does. And I said, fuck, I'm tired of this shit. But you guys deal with it the way you need to deal with it. From the minute he told me that, I've never done that joke ever since. We can go through the archives of my performances. I could take you and you could pull out any performance. I never did that joke from the moment I was told that. But that will never be the narrative. Do you see what I'm saying? It will never be the narrative, because all anybody knows is from the outside. Those narratives are things that I've tried to address. You know what I mean? I've tried to, like, I go up to people and say, hey man, I heard you said this. Oh, I've never said that. I heard you talk about it. Oh, I've never talked about that.
Yeah.
And so I want to say, you know, hey, Maz Jobrani, I heard you did the fucking joke like this. I did a joke like that. Is that the same joke? Yeah. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I'll stop doing it. My apologies. Maybe I saw you do it. I don't know. I don't remember that, but because I'm always thinking. I usually know where my shit comes from, but if that's the case, I'm sorry. But I don't know how to apologize to nobody and everybody at the same time.
Could it be a case where you are absorbing, you know, unbeknownst to your consciously doing it, unbeknownst to you, you're absorbing these things, and then kind of like, you know, formulating a joke out of that thing that you didn't actively listen to? Could it be a case of that?
At that time, though, it's hard to believe that would have been the case at that time, because it was, first of all, at that time, during Carlos Mencia, I wasn't at the comedy clubs like they say. I was going from one club to the other club to the other club to the other club. So I wasn't hanging out.
What would incentivize then like
I
a
wouldn't
young
hang out. But I was always trying to address it is my point.
What would incentivize like a young comic, say for instance, to say
I was hated. Listen. I was hated from the beginning because one of them was Mitzi changed my name, right? So she was the one that told me to change my name. And Bobby will tell you, once Mitzi does something like that, you're going to get all the spots. You just do. And I don't know if I deserve the spots. Probably not, because I'd been doing comedy literally for like 3 months when I got in there. But I got spots every single day for about 3 to 4 years, maybe.
Ned,
Right, something like that.
Ned. You would do the reason there's I think there's a combination of things going on.
Right.
Okay. The two things that are going on is that a lot of your material, I'm not saying all of it, right? And I don't even say most of it. You know what I mean? I think I don't know percentage wise.
Sure.
But a lot of your material was a little too similar to the ilk of Paul Mooney or Bill Hicks or the Cosby thing was right. So my point, I know my point though being is that to me, where there's smoke, there's fire. I don't know what the percentage of it is. Secondly, right, I was there, and I'm not saying what's wrong or right, but you, Dice, Eddie Griffin would do a long time on stage, and you would bump.
Yes.
A lot of these younger comics.
Yes.
And a lot of these young comics that you bumped are the big comics of today.
Concur.
You know what I mean? Yeah, guys like Sebastian, all these guys.
Concur.
Right? And so, with the combination of two things, right, I think that is why you're in the situation that you're in right now.
So why attack me about my name? But why attack me about my name then?
But that's you know what I mean?
But no, those are all attacks.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
what you're saying.
Why that?
I personally have never heard.
See, here's what I need.
But I just want to let me just finish my point though. My point is that if I were you, all right, I would do, a blanket apology. You know what I mean?
I just don't know who to apologize to.
When Amy Schumer, right, apologized for stealing jokes, right? They do a blanket apology. I'm so sorry that if I hurt comics, not anyone specifically. I stole some jokes, and let's move on.
That's what was my next question, Ned. Was that?
But she did that. But she did that on purpose. Whatever I did, whatever you're talking about, because it's like, what did somebody say? Oh, in that video, in the TV show, they didn't say I was stealing jokes. They said I was repackaging premises. So now it's like I'm doing a similar premise, but I'm doing it differently. And so, to me, it's like,
but what?
Just give it like Mooney. I went up to Mooney more than once and said specifically, "Hey, somebody said that you did a joke about this, and I do this joke." Oh no, brother, that's different jokes. You fine. Problem is what he said. It was muddled, right? It wasn't just the material thing. It's you're a fake Mexican. Your name is Ned, right? You run the light. We don't like you because you bumped me. You're doing shit. So it didn't feel like none of those attacks felt like a genuine, authentic thing.
I see what you're saying.
It feels like
it felt
you motherfuckers don't like me. Like, why all this shit? Like, if it's material stuff, then let's talk about that.
So
let's talk about the material. Plus, it's really difficult because I tried to address this. That video was born from me going on stage and saying to comedians, what are you talking about? What is it that you're talking? Tell me what you're talking about. What am I doing? And what did they bring up? A wall joke that was told literally by 10 other comedians. 10 of us wrote that joke.
I'm giving you an outsider's perspective. Let's say I'm an open micer. You come to me and said, tell me exactly what it is. Like, do you think that there's a power dynamic there where it is hard to tell somebody who as big of an icon as you to say, hey man, this were the exact things that you did? And would you listen? Would you have stopped and would you have listened to that at that time?
I went on stage to confront Joe calling me Carlos Mencia because I wanted to know what it was all about. Here's what I mean by it gets muddled. And it's difficult. And all I want is for those guys to say, look, you did this, but because trust me, comedians that have shit stolen from them, we remember what jokes those are. I can tell you all the jokes that comedians have told after me that I told them first, right? I remember those. Case in point, right? I'll give you an example. I had no problem with Ari Shaffir, right? No problem. Bobby calls me up and says, dude, Ari just beat the shit out of me. Do not put him on your show. He had just auditioned to play Jesus Christ in this parade thing that we were doing on Carlos Mencia. So I went to the Comedy Store that night. I saw Ari. I said to Ari, hey, what are you doing punching Bobby? He's fucking little. You're fucking huge. What's wrong with you? And he said, well, if I see him again, I'll fucking beat his ass again. Mm-hmm. And I immediately called my producers and said, is he booked on the show? Because if he's booked and you told him he's booked, we're not going to change it. But if he's not booked, I don't want you to book him. Mm-hmm. And they said, no, he's not booked. So I didn't put him on the show. After that, he starts saying I steal jokes from him. Before that, he didn't. The problem with that is it gets muddled, right? Is he really pissed that he thinks I stole a joke from him? Or is it because I didn't put him on mine?
I think my question is more like...
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
Because you changed your name, right? There's one case in point, which is the stealing, is the crux of the whole thing, right? So what I'm saying is that I know it's muddled.
It feels like they threw a bunch of shit at the wall.
I understand that, but all that other stuff
I believe that, by the way.
I believe that as well, and that's what stuck. But the thing that is putting you in comedy prison is just the essence of the stealing. That's the real root of
stealing is such a huge deal for me. It's like rape.
But I know. But
no. Listen to me.
Yeah,
you need to understand this.
Yeah.
And I've never said this to anybody.
Okay.
To me, when you take a joke that somebody's really worked hard on to create it, because it's fucking hard to write a joke that gets an applause break. That's just fucking hard to do. That's like raping somebody. And whenever I was accused of rape, I went up to that woman and said, hey, man, somebody said I raped you last night. Is that what happened? And she said, no, you didn't rape me. And what you're asking me to do is apologize to all the women I've raped. I want to, but can I meet these? Can I say I'm sorry to them in person?
I think that there's a way to do that.
Look, what I'm saying though is that we live in an age now where going to individual people isn't going to fix the problem. The problem is...
I don't care about that. That's not what I care about.
What do you care about?
I want to meet these fucking people so that I can look them in the eye and say, dude, I'm sorry, or fuck, I remember that joke. Let me think about where I created that joke. Holy fuck, I don't remember.
Well, have you done that?
Joke. Yes. And every single person I call says no. Every single person I call says, no, you never took shit from me. I just know you took shit. Or I just know you said shit. You know what I'm saying?
Could there be two truths? Could you also have made those mistakes, and could you apologize for those mistakes?
Of course, I'm ready to apologize to the people to the people that I did this to. Yeah. Right? To the people that I did this to. But like I said, you're accusing me of rape. Don't tell me I raped a bunch of chicks and don't have any chicks to tell me that I'm raping them. You know what I'm saying? You gotta give me that. I have no problem apologizing to people for whatever. If you're a comic out there, please, Carlos Mencia at carlosmencia.com.